everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm on location at my parents' house. So hello, Karen. So thanks again for joining me, everyone. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So like I said, I'm on location tonight, so I'm just on YouTube and TikTok tonight. But here's where we left off last night. We're just about getting the little sunshine feller done. Hey, Grace. So let's just continue. So I got here about an hour ago, so I'm just had some food and I'm just getting into things here. Oh, and I did see Chad Kitty already, but he was at the door and he wanted to come in, but it's like the snow is melting and it's just gooky outside. It's actually so beautiful outside, but it's just so nice it being warm. But I couldn't let Chad in, and he tried to get in right away, and so I rejected him the first time I saw him, and so hopefully he still likes me. He wanted to come inside, but he would have been his paws are probably too wet, so. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to hang outside a bunch just to say sorry to the Chad Kitty. Poor little kitty. All right, so we are just about done here. I'll try and, it's a little shadowy here, but we got our little rays left. Ooh, and you guys, I embroidered the whole time in the car. Oh, Gina says, poor Chad Kitty. I'll hang out with him all day tomorrow. But I was embroidering on April's embroidery of the month, which is gonna come up real soon here. So I was stitching the sample in the car. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for everyone. But anyway, I usually drive because when I'm not driving, like I can't do anything. Like I can't read or do anything like that because I'll get kind of dizzy. But I got these crazy glasses. I'll have to show them. Oh yeah, they're in with arm's reach. But I got these crazy glasses that are supposed to help with like car sickness and stuff. And I didn't feel like woozy at all. And I was like straight embroidering, like my head down embroidering. And I didn't feel any bit of wooziness, which is usually what I would just get kind of dizzy and then it would just be like sticky, right? Like it would take a while for it to go away is what I mean by that. But anyway, I didn't feel like that at all. I haven't tested it for reading. So maybe on the way back, I'll test it for reading a little bit. Like maybe I'll try and read some emails or something. But for embroidery, which is kind of like the same problem, it worked great. So I have to show you these, you guys. Oh God. I got them on Amazon. They came with this fun little case. But here are the glasses. So have you guys seen these things before? Let me know if anyone's seen these. I had gotten them a couple months ago, but I hadn't had a chance to test them because usually I drive. But they're like these little discs and they have like liquid in one half of it. So the liquid moves like when you go over any bounciness and stuff. And there's like little dome or little like these loops on the side too. So I think the idea is that your eyes can subtly see the shift of it. So it's almost as if you're looking at the horizon and seeing the horizon just move just barely. Like your brain can like see that and correct for itself. So it's supposed to help with like motion sickness, like in cars and stuff. And I'm telling you, I embroidered for about 4 hours straight and wasn't woozy at all. So anyway, let me know if any of you have seen those before. I had seen them like a little while ago, and then someone explained how they work like on TikTok or something, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just look into those. and I finally gotta test it out. Grace says, what in the world? It literally totally worked. Oh, Catherine says outer space glasses. Oh my gosh, you're totally right. Ooh, I'm a little shaky here on TikTok today. Sorry about that. I think I keep kicking my tripod here. But they worked so far. I mean, I don't think it was a placebo effect. I do want to test it for reading, though, because, like, if John would have me, look up a text or read an email on his phone or something like that, you know, if he's driving and, you know, an email came in or whatever, I wouldn't be able to do that without starting to feel, like, woozy, like, immediately. So I should test that on the way home. But for freaking embroidering the whole time, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, I still have red on here, so I figured let's just keep using it. But our little sunshine is done. He's looking so nice. All right, so the other places that there are red, we have the little spot on our planet there. And we have these outer flames, and then these outer flames, and I guess these little 3 guys there too. So let's just, I mean, you know, might as well just keep using the red. Ideally, I would have stitched other bits to have the thread to weave into, but let's do that thing where we just leave a little bit on the front. Like, let's start stitching, and then just leave enough to weave in the ends, plus like an extra stitch. I'm going to just leave that on the front here. So it's basically like making it in a way knot, but just a slightly different way of doing this. This is a suggestion. Who suggested this? Someone on YouTube here. And I've been doing it. It's basically like an away knot in the sense that you're reserving some thread till later. But I just save enough to do like one final stitch and then weave in the end. It's just kind of a quick way of doing it. Oh, cool, Kathy. Thanks so much. Yeah, I shipped out a bunch of orders right before heading out today. So any new orders will be shipped right away when I get home. But if you got a notification, then it's going out then. All right, so here we are. I'm going to weave in the end, and this last little stitch I'm going to do with this little guy that's hanging out here. Ooh, Rockin' Robin says I did a satin stitch for this. Oh, that was a great idea. A reserve, not exactly T-bird. Okay, I like thinking about it. An away, not. I like it. An away, not. That reminds me, I did a little video called an unboxing, which is basically me assembling a kit instead of unboxing a kit. An unboxing. All right, and you know what? I still have this needle on the thread. I think I'm gonna just skip this. Oh, little needle minder got stuck on there. I think I'm gonna just leave this tail hanging out here until I finish up using this thread. Then I'll go back and weave in all the tails. I think that's what I'm doing, yeah. So let's make it another, what did you just call it? An away, not. Let's just do another one right here. Okay, I gotta make sure that I have enough to weave in and to do that like one little back stitch. So I think that's probably pretty good. So I mean, it is, you know, they do kind of get in a way, these little things, but it's just so quick that why not? Why not away, not. But yeah, I stitched, I think I drove for about an hour and a half and stitched for the other 4 hours till it got dark. So that was a fun car ride. I haven't done anything in the car like that in ages, just because I didn't want to get like woozy. So those glasses, I'm telling you, I'll have to give you, I'll have to give you an update on the glasses when I go home, because maybe I'll try reading. The one thing I wish I'd have is like some elastic on the back, because I was looking down the whole time embroidering, and they kept kind of falling down my nose. But hey, if it works, if I can like actually read my computer or read my phone or read, you know, a book or whatever, then we got a winner. So I will report back. But as far as embroidery goes, it totally worked. All I wish for embroidery is that I had like a stand or something with me, because I just had it in my lap and it was just far down. I kind of wish it was up higher. I feel like I had to bend my head over quite a bit to work on it, which was annoying. But success though, that's 4 hours that I gotta embroider versus doing nothing or just driving. All right, I'm gonna leave that little bit for this stitch again, so let's just weave in this, and I think I have enough. Oops, I'm tangled now. I think I have enough for maybe one more of these little flames, and then we can weave in all these ends that we've just left hanging out there. Oh, so I think, okay, so my comments are like fading away, so I missed who just said that over on YouTube, but I think it's meant for like vertigo, so I don't know, it's worth a try. But the way it was explained to me that made it make sense was that, like, when you're driving, you don't really get car sick because you're always like looking forward. You're looking at the horizon, and you're you know, over bumps and all that, your eyes can see that horizon line. And this is supposed to just kind of mimic, like, if I'm looking down, this is my new horizon line where the water stops. So instead of looking out at the horizon line, I'm looking down, like at my book or whatever at the horizon line. So all those subtle, super subtle movements, my eyes to brain can theoretically interpret that. And, you know, the whole time I was driving, it's not like it's whooshing back and forth. Like, I couldn't even see, you know, the water move at all. But I think that's kind of the point. That, you know, just all the little bumps, the horizon moves, and so I'm seeing a horizon. It's just a new horizon. So anyway, I think that's the concept behind it, and I don't know, that made it make sense enough for me, I think. But yeah, I'm curious about the like reading texts and like a book, like actual reading, like looking down and reading, because that's an immediate like wooziness. And the annoying thing, like, you know, that wouldn't be the end of the world. I mean, it's annoying, but like, it's sticky too, is how I say it. Like, if I do that for a few minutes, it's gonna stick around. Like, I'm gonna have that feeling for the next like 20 minutes, and that's no fun. So I've just been driving while John works in the car, and it doesn't seem to affect him at all. But anyway, that's my new toy that I'm figuring out. I had gotten it last time, but last time I came here, but I didn't try it because I drove. Oh man, you guys, we had like a foot of snow outside yesterday, and it is straight gone today. It was like 50 degrees and freaking beautiful. It was just, like, before we left, it was just the most beautiful warm day, I feel like. You know, just coming out of winter. Ugh, I'm totally fine if it's just that from now on. Hey, Grace. Nice to see you. All right. I think we're just going to get another one of these in, which is great. And yeah. I'm gonna weave in this end, and that'll be it for this floss. And then we'll come back to these little fringes that we just left out here are away not nuts. Oh, Grace says I always have the neatness toys. Well, that, you know, hey, I got 4 hours of stitching in that I wouldn't have gotten, so that's worth it to me for sure. Poor John couldn't work during that time, though, so he'll have to get used to driving more, maybe. Ugh, and it was such a nice drive too without it, like the threat of snow and wind and rain. Oh man, T-Bird says, T-Bird Megan says, sinus issues cause me to get car sick even when I'm driving. Oh my gosh, that's not nice. It's just such an uncomfortable feeling. Oh, so sinus issues. So is it like an ear balance feeling thing then? Like a vertigo thing? I keep saying vertigo. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, this is kind of nice just to finish up my thread without changing my needle and then just going back and finishing all these up. This feels great, actually. I think I'll do this more often. There, I'm just doing my final stitch the other direction and then weaving in that end. So we're going little by little. I don't think I'm going to do red again, though. I think we'll switch colors, but I'm kind of happy we just used it up while we had it on the needle. That was kind of nice. We have one more of these little flames, and then we have like the rocket ship to do. I like the idea of satin stitching that in. I think that was a neat idea, Robin. Ugh, and my nails are not even holding up a day, you guys, so I don't know. I'll place that order. We'll try out that powder nail stuff and see what that world looks like. 1, 2, 3. Zoop. Okay, now what? Oh, we talked about maybe doing that, this dome. Why don't we do that next? So let's get the winter morning out. Looks like I have a little left. Yeah, that's a tiny bit. Oh, but here we go. Here we got a whole thread of it. So let's see. Can I leave it out? I don't think I can leave it out like what I did here. I'm gonna have to do an away knot, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna do this dome, this glass dome here on the alien place. Oh, Robin, you used to do the powder stuff. Let me know how that worked for you. I'm just looking for something that'll last more than like a day or 2 days or 3 days. Like I'm shooting for like 2 weeks land for nails. Okay, so T-Bird says, yes, I'd love to see the chain stitch. So, all right, we'll do the chain stitch. I'm gonna do the chain stitch how I did the chain stitch here, which is actually the reverse chain stitch. So if we just take a look at the chain stitch here, I'm actually gonna start, so when you're at the end of your row, you put a tiny little stitch to kind of tack down your loop. I'm gonna actually do that first, and then we'll make the loops after. So I'm gonna do like literally the reverse of this. So the chain stitch, this works just fine, but so here's like a reverse way of doing that, but it's a really nice way of doing the chain stitch. It's a way of doing the chain stitch where you don't have like floss going everywhere. So I am gonna do an away knot for this one though. So we'll just put our little reserve thread here, just because I need to make that first little anchor stitch, that first tiny stitch, and I can't like let it hang out like what I did here. Oops. Hold on, you guys. I keep shaking you. Sorry about that. All right. So, let's start from the front. So I'm starting like, I don't know, we can go a little closer, like 3 or so inches away. There we go. From where I'm starting. So again, we're reserving our thread for later. All right, so reverse chain stitch. So I'm gonna start out by making a teensy tiny little stitch. This is basically mimicking our little anchor stitch if we were gonna do this in the right direction. So it's just a tiny, tiny little stitch. Like I'm only going over like maybe 2 little threads of the fabric. All right, so there we go. We have our itty bitty bitty stitch. And now I'm going to come up for our first chain stitch, and about a little bit over, like, I don't know, about an 1/8 inch away or so I'm coming. All right, so now this is what's going to look like our first little loop of a chain stitch. I'm going to actually go bring my needle underneath that anchor stitch. So I'm not even going to the back of the fabric at all. I'm just going underneath that anchor stitch, that teeny tiny little stitch that we just made. So I'm going to pull all the way through, make sure that that stitch isn't loose or anything. And then I'm going to go back in the same hole that we came up in, like the exact same hole. And there we go. That's our first little teardrop shape. So you don't have to pull really tight. The tighter you pull, the less it'll look like a teardrop. And we're going for that cute little teardrop shape. So that's our first stitch. So this one's the weird one, just because we're dealing with the anchor stitch. But from here on out, all our stitches are going to be the same. So let's do our second stitch. So I'm going to come up like, you know, that 1/8 inch away or so again. And now instead of going through that anchor stitch, I'm just going to swoop my needle underneath that stitch that we already had there. So underneath that teardrop stitch, and it doesn't matter what direction you come in. I'm coming like right to left this time, but you can go left to right. I just do whatever feels more comfortable at the time. We're just going to go through and then back in that exact same hole up here again. And there's our second little teardrop, our second little chain stitch. And I am just going to keep going in that same motion all the way around here. And it makes like a cute little chain stitch. So again, because we are kind of doing this backwards, it's a reverse chain stitch, but it looks the exact same. Except for that it's in reverse. It's physically in reverse too. Like if we actually started here and went in the correct, excuse me. If we went in like a normal chain stitch, our loops it'd be pointing in the other direction. So our teardrop shapes would be in the opposite direction. So that's really the only difference. But this is an easy way to learn. So this may be a little bit easier. Oop, got a big knot there. A little bit easier than a normal chain stitch. Just because with a normal chain stitch, you're dealing with like making a loop that just kind of hangs out on your fabric while you're stitching, and that can get like a little annoying. So this reverse chain stitch kind of gets rid of that. I don't think I described that very well, but give this a go. I think this is a nice, simple way to do a chain stitch. You can see I'm switching every now and again for no reason. So I'm just showing that you can go through either side of it. It creates the exact same thing. Ooh, it's just getting twisty. There we go. But I like it. It gives like a stitch that's double the thickness of other stitches because it's 2 threads laying next to each other, and it just is really pretty. Reminds me of crochet and knitting and all that. Oh, thank you, Grace. Ugh, it was so beautiful today. We even had like a 50-degree day all season. It was just the most beautiful, a warm feeling. Ugh, I hope it doesn't get cold again. All right, so we got one more stitch. And the nice thing about the reverse chain stitch is that it's just done when we're done. We don't have to add that little anchor stitch at the end because we already did that at the beginning. So going back in the hole, and that's it. We are done with the chain stitch. So I can just weave in my end, but oh, I think we have some more of this. Yeah, so this, what is this? The little running stitch around is the winter morning color yet. So let's just start that right away. But yeah, so easy peasy, reverse chain stitch. All right, I'm just coming up here for the running stitch. So I'm gonna try going in and out, all in one motion, like the sewing motion, where I can go in and out all at the same time. But on this curve, I might not be able to do that, so we'll just go all the way down and for this stitch and come all the way back up. And then I think all this other stuff isn't that so bad of an angle that I think I can do the in and out motion, that sewing method of stitching. Get a few stitches on the needle. Oop. I find this a little bit more difficult to be super accurate going in and out like this, but it is pretty slick just to do like 4 stitches at once, or 3 stitches, I guess. That's the fun thing about a running stitch. It does help if your fabric's a little looser in the hoop. You can see I kind of even pulled it a little looser. It's easier to get that up and down motion. There, about there. But it's quick versus doing each stitch by itself. All right. Oh, thanks, Grace. Yeah, thanks for all your hearts and your follows and all that. It really helps me a bunch, and I appreciate it a ton. Uh-oh. There we go. We're almost out of thread here, but I think we can come up with something else to stitch with it, maybe. What else do we got in the area? Oh, I did that star already. This little star here is this blue color. Maybe we have enough for that. These last 2 stitches I'm just gonna stitch without going in and out, just so I don't have to rotate my piece. But there we go. I don't think there's any more of that blue in here. So this little moon is blue, and these French knots are blue. We could actually jump over to this French knot. Maybe let's do that. Yeah, so this isn't, I mean, I am jumping across a distance, which I don't typically like to do, but you know, this is floating out, floating in space anyway. So I'm gonna have to jump from somewhere, so this isn't that far away. All right, let's do this French knot. And then I think maybe we can get a whole satin stitch up there. Let's give it a try. It'll be annoying if I don't have enough floss, but I think I might. So I always kind of like starting these like circle shapes or satin stitches like right in the middle. That's kind of determining my direction of the line I'm gonna do, and then I'll do like fill in one side, and then I'll go back and fill in the other side. You can start right on the edge, but this way I feel like helps me keep my stitches more parallel. Poor Chad tried to just jump into the door when I pet him, and I had to keep the door closed. Kitty. All right. I think this may be the last one on this side. Yeah, that covers the line. Got a little wonky in there, but I think it still looks okay. I think we're gonna have just enough thread. It'd be awesome if I could get this little guy in too. I mean, him over there I'm definitely not gonna get, but this guy's blue too, so I could do this guy and then come down here. But I think I wanna do the, let's just kind of work on this side and kind of come around. So I'm gonna do the planet next, I think. At least the color green, and then maybe if we still have green, we can go to him. Like, we're kind of sticking with colors a little bit, like using up our thread that we have, which is kind of fun. I don't always do it that way. Like how we just had red on the needle, so we just kept going with the red until we ran out, and then just kind of decided on something else. I usually don't do it like that, and it was kind of fun. All right, one more here. And I think I'm gonna try and get that French knot too, because that'd be annoying to not get that. So let's get him. Just enough for this French knot. French knots get annoying when you don't have enough thread left. Put my thumb there just so that my loops don't get away from me. There we go. gosh, could I get this one over here maybe? Nah, we'll let that one be till I do this over here. All right, let's weave in the end. Yeah, I wouldn't have enough going all the way there. Fine. Did not win at thread chicken. Sort of won. Won as far as these shapes go. All right, and then let's weave in this, get this away knot trimmed, and we'll weave that end in as well. But yeah, let's get this planted in, and then we can do some of the other, kind of work our way this way maybe. We're making good progress on this today though. I feel good about it. One, two, I think I've barely enough thread to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the eye of the needle because I don't have enough thread. It's a little annoying, but a way to do it if you don't have enough. There we go. All right, let's get that green out. We haven't opened the green yet. So this is that lime peel color. So this is all the rest of the planet except for this ring on the outside. That's the dark blue. But all of the rest of this is dark blue too, so we'll do this green, and if we have more on our needle yet, we'll come back and do this little alien feller. And then we actually, this little circle and the wings are that green yet too, but I don't think we'll have enough for all that. We'll see. But I'll use up one thing of green as far over as I can get, and then I'll do whatever color's next and do all that maybe. I think I only have this and this that need that blue still. I have this tiny bit of blue left. Can I get this? Oh, this might be just enough for a star and this little French knot. I might have to give that a go. So we'll do the green first because then I can weave in the back of the thread right here and then get that French knot, and then I can come up here and do that star. And oh God, I think we can just like freaking barely get it out of this. That'd be awesome. This is my last little piece of that light blue. Otherwise I gotta cut a whole new piece. So this would be a fun game of thread chicken, because I think this is the only, yeah, just the star and that little baby dot star is all that's the blue anymore, that light blue. All right, getting my 24 inches or so here. So I want to get the green in those so we can weave in the ends of that blue into the backs of the green stitches. Okay, 2. And 3. Alrighty. I like this green. These are fun colors in this design, I think. All right. Run my hand through that. Alrighty, let's do it. Okay, so I think I can weave into the backs of like this red here, which is great. Then I don't have to start with an away knot. Should I go around first? Shoop, shoop, shoop. I think maybe let's go around the circle first. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to just weave in the backs of this red that's here. 1, 2, 3. Come on, guy. There we go. All right, yeah, so this just goes around. Yeah, all this whole thing's green. Okay, just had to check again. So we can actually do the back stitch in that weaving method as well. So that would be like we go in and out in the same motion like that, then pull through, and then in and out. This is definitely easier with your fabric looser in the hoop, but it is kind of a fun way to do it. And actually, it does get fast. Like it's faster than going the stabbing method where you go pull all the way to the back and then come up to the front again. I find that my accuracy isn't quite as good, but I'm kind of practicing, and I think literally having it looser in the hoop is probably the most helpful thing. It's kind of fun though. And I mean, this is how tons of people learn how to do it, so this is like second nature to a lot of people. Oh, Abby Cat says thread chicken. I know we did pretty good. It would have been nice to get a little bit more, but like I said, I have that tiny little scrap that might be enough. Ooh, I had an awesome game of thread chicken in the car. So this isn't really a hint on what the design is, but for the next embroidery of the month, I was stitching the embroidery of the month in the car on the way here. And it's a tiny bit of a clue, but not really. I used up an entire skein of thread for one color, an entire skein of floss, with about this much left over. So that was a thread chicken of a whole skein of thread. So that was pretty dang good, I thought. So I'll definitely, on that, the one that I was so close, that color, I'll definitely put 2 skeins of that in the kit, even though I was able to do it with just one, but just barely. So I'll be sure to add extra in the kit for sure. And that was kind of the test. I wanted to see if I needed extra, and for sure. But dang, that was a good game of thread chicken, a whole skein. Literally just had enough. All right, I think I'm gonna do the stabbing method again. I was feeling uncomfortable at that angle. So here's the stabbing method. Now I was doing that sewing method where I go in and out in the same motion. Now I'm doing that stabbing method again, which theoretically is like, takes twice as long, but this is how I learned, and I feel like you can get super accurate stitches because you're coming straight up and you're going straight down. But dang, that sewing method does go pretty quick. Oh, thanks for the roses, Babby. All right, so we'll come back and get those little stripy stripes. And then if there's any left of this thread, which actually we might be pretty close to using it all up, so I might not have enough to go over to this alien. If that's the case, then I'll do this, try and get these little stars first. And then maybe we'll finish up this planet, which is just that dark blue for the ring. And then with the rest of that dark blue, I think the whole rest of this spaceship is dark blue. And I think this rocket is dark blue as well. So we'll just use that dark blue till it's done. And then come back around here. I think I'm gonna get this in 2. It's gonna be kind of a tiny stitch at the end, but it's fine. All right, so I'm gonna hop up here. I think we'll do the sewing method for here again. It's just, sewing method works great. I have to go like right to left. I don't do it well left to right or any other angle. So when the line's right to left, then it's fine. But you know, that's why I rotate my piece a whole lot if I'm doing the sewing method, but this one happens to be just right. For right to left, so we'll do that. And maybe I'll rotate it to do the next one. Maybe we'll do the stabbing method on the way back, and then do the sewing method on the 3rd line. All right, and this last little bit, I'm just gonna go in the back, and we'll come up and do like a little forward stitch for the last stitch. There we are. And now let's come back the other way. I'll just do the stabbing method this way. Oh man, though, I'm so happy that our basement flooded yesterday and not today. Oh God, what a dumb thing yesterday. But yeah, at least it got nice yesterday, not today. It was just because we had so much ice that the ice was high enough to be like clogged at the area where we apparently have a hole that goes straight to our basement. But that's all cleared, so I don't think we'll have a problem anymore this year, unless we get like another foot of snow and ice and then it melts again. But I think that was it. It was pretty dry this morning, like no new moisture at all. But ugh, how annoying. That would have been a big, 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 big mess if we were gone when that happened. So it was perfect timing. All right, last one down here. And, oh, did I catch my thread funny here? I think I might have. There we go. All right, let's do the sewing method down here. Ooh, you guys, we may be helping my dad make syrup this weekend, like maple syrup. He's tapped a few of the trees in the neighborhood here, the maple trees, and they're filling up with sap. It's that time of year. It only happens when it freezes in the evening or at night still, and then warms above freezing during the day. So as long as that's happening, that is the time period of when sap flows, which happens to be right now. So I think Friday or Saturday, I'll be sure to film it and do like some little mini videos. But so either Friday or Saturday, we'll hopefully be making some syrup. Get a fire going, and you gotta like burn it all down, or dehydrate it, I suppose. Not dehydrate it. What would you call that? Where you just cook off all the water, basically, or most of the water. All right, I'm so excited for that though. He got all sorts of equipment for it this year. He gave it a go last year and used what he had or whatever, and then this year he got like serious maple syrup stuff. So it'll be fun. So I have a tiny bit here left. I don't know if this is worth, well, I don't know, maybe we can get this, why don't we try getting this little circle here, which isn't really a circle so much anymore, I think. However, I have this stretched out or whatever. So let's just try doing where we leave that little end out. I'm gonna stitch this circle. I'm just trying to use up all my thread. There we go. That'll be our last stitch and weaving in. Oh God, maybe this is a dumb idea. We might have just enough. Uh-oh. There. I might have just enough thread for this. Hopefully. More thread, chicken. Living on the wild side here. I think we'll just get it. Well, it's kind of nice to just keep using the thread while it's on the needle. Feels good to me. It feels like I'm slow motion recycling for some reason. Like I'm doing, I get that same feeling using up something. All right, I think maybe one or two more stitches. I think we can stretch it to 2 stitches. There we go. So then I'll weave that in, and then this will be the last stitch, and I'll weave that in too. Yay! So we got to use that little piece of green. That makes me happy. All right, next up I'll go back and use that tiny piece of that winter morning blue, that light blue, and try and get those last little stars. And then we'll, I think, do the dark blue that goes around there. I suppose we could continue with the green, but I kind of like the idea of just working from one side over. Ooh, gosh, I can't thread this. There we are. So this is our last stitch plus enough to weave in the end. I probably could have done 3 stitches in there, but 2 is fine. 3 would have given it just a slight more curve at the end, but I think we get the idea. Oh, geez. Just enough. Back's looking nice still. I always like that. Oh gosh, it is just coming along today. All right, let's, I have that tinsy bit of this thread left. I'm gonna weave in the ends to this green, then we'll get this French knot, and I'm gonna jump up here and try and get that star, and then that's it. We don't have any more of that light blue in here when we're done. So it'd be awesome to not have to cut a whole new piece. That's the goal with this tiny little piece of thread. So over here. 1, 2, oops, I think I went to the front. There we go. 2 and 3. All right, let's get this French knot. These are all blue, right? Yep. 3, okay. For some reason I feel like I missed one, but I think we got it. All right, I'm gonna just kind of hop up to the closest point, which I think is like right there. Ooh, I think this will be enough. It'll be close, but just close enough. Like these little blue stars. Don't you boil? Oh, yep, boil down maple syrup. Yeah, so I think gosh, I don't quite remember what Dad said, but it's something like a 40-to-1 situation. So like you need like 40 gallons to get 1 gallon of syrup. That seems like a lot though. That doesn't sound right. But it has like so much water in it that, yeah, you have to boil it. You boil it down. And then, you know, the more you boil it down, the thicker it gets, sort of thing. But you do have to do it a certain amount to have it, like, you know, be syrup. Amy says it is a lot. Yeah, it is. Like, I don't know, for some reason that 40 stands out, like the 40-to-1, but I don't know, when I say that in real terms, like a gallon, but I suppose a gallon of syrup is like a lot of syrup. So maybe that is right. But yeah, he got a little, oh God, I don't know what it's called, but kind of an oven where you pour all the sap in the top, and then you feed it with wood underneath, and then it just keeps like boiling off. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. And theoretically, if it was as nice as it was today, it's not gonna be cold or anything to be out and doing that. So I'm hoping we can do that. That'll be a new adventure. That'll be kind of fun. All right, plenty of thread. Thread chicken's got nothing on me. All right, so let's weave in the ends. We had plenty, and I didn't have to cut a new piece, which is the best part. Gotta skip that annoying step and use up scraps. All right, so let's start. I think let's do the dark blue. Then we kind of have this whole section done. This is an orange, but these flames on the inside are orange too, so we'll have a bunch of orange over here yet and a little bit up there. So we'll do that after the blue, but let's do this dark blue around this ring, and that means we have the planet done, which is great. It looks like I may have a piece all ready to go. Yes, I do. So that's not going to take all this thread. So what else is blue? Oh, this whole thing is blue. The rest of the spaceship is blue. Alien ship. And actually the outline of the spaceship, except for the wings, are blue as well. But I don't think we'll get all the way up there. Let's start with the planet, then he'll be done. Okay, so I'm gonna weave in the end here, and then we'll zoop around to here. Then I think I'll weave it in and I'll start fresh over here. Okay. Got myself a plan. And we'll see how far we get tonight. If we get through this blue or not, we'll just see. We haven't had such a nice drive though in a long time. Like not having to worry about ice or snow or any of that. Just a nice, clean, dry road. Not a lot of traffic because it's the middle of the week still. It was nice. It's been a while. Been a while. Okay. Oh, I don't think I got right in the same hole there, but oh well. That's the thing with the sewing method. Like I said, I just don't feel like I'm as accurate as the stabbing method. I'm gonna do the stabbing method around this little tight bend here, but yeah, right there, I'm not in the exact same hole, so it looks like they're next to each other a little bit, but that's okay. All right, let's do the sewing method some more, but like I said, I can only go right to left easily. Maybe I should just practice doing the other direction, but we're gonna do it this way. So I'm gonna be upside down here for a sec. But it's space, who's to say if I'm right side up or upside down? I think I need the fabric a little looser, the hoop, for this to be easier. Kind of some big stitches, but I sometimes tend to make my stitches a little bit bigger on like straight lines like this. So I am getting a little twisted. So someone asked if I ever do let my needle unwind, like my thread unwind by dangling the needle, and I do. Sometimes just certain stitches seem to twist it up a little bit more. Actually, this sewing method kind of twists it up a little bit more, I feel like. But I like it. Trying to practice it more. And certain stitches just work better doing it this way. Like a chain stitch works really well to do the in and out motion right away, and like, you know, lazy daisies and single chain stitches, all that whole family of stitches, and stem stitches work really well. Like I can only do a stem stitch if I'm doing it the sewing method where you go in and out in the same motion, and actually I could never get the stem stitch until I realized, oh, you have to go in and out at the same time. Oh, Grace, we're still at 4K. Oh, I know, Robin, I didn't read the book today. I didn't read from George and Martha. I didn't bring it. I decided to just leave it at home. So when we're back, maybe we'll read another chapter of George and Martha. I love George and Martha so much. But yeah, so we read the pea soup one last night. I think the next one is the hot air balloon one. So I think, JW on, I don't know if they're here tonight, but on TikTok was the only one who knew what George and Martha was. They read George and Martha when they were little too. There we are. Okay, our planet is done. Let's weave in the ends. All right, and let's just use up whatever's on the needle here again. That was kind of fun last time. But we don't really have a whole lot on here yet, so I wonder if... I was thinking, oh, maybe we can get the rest of this spaceship, but I don't think we have enough for that either. So we're just gonna do as far as we can get on this alien as I can. But I am gonna do it where I leave that extra on the outside. That's been kind of fun. So, all right, this looks like enough to do that last stitch and weave it in, so I'll leave that, and we'll just keep going. I think I'll continue with the sewing method. So I definitely don't think I have enough to go all the way around here, so we'll just go until we run out, and then I think we'll probably call it then. And so for tomorrow, I'm saying we can pretty confidently finish this alien. I actually think we'll get done tomorrow. So, yeah, tomorrow's Thursday already. Oh God, it's Thursday already. So I think, yeah, we'll finish this tomorrow. So this is probably about a 4-hour stitch then. And I get, I'm going quickly. So if it takes you longer than 4 hours, don't worry about it. But yeah, this one is kind of a nice and easy 4-hour stitch one. Whereas the one with Chad, what is the catnap under the jade last month's, that one was definitely longer than 4 hours. Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, and everyone else. Teresa saying. Oh, weird, Grace. Yeah, I don't know. Mine says it's 4K still. I totally forgotten the name of the book. Oh, yes, so it's, oh, you just remembered. Oh, so funny. So JW says, I had totally forgotten the name of the book. I just remembered the split piece soup and the slippers. Oh, that's so funny. And that was the first one in there too. Yeah, so George and Martha, like a book of two friends or something like that. So the one I have is like all the books together, so it's like the complete works of two best friends or something like that. I have little stuffed animals of George and Martha too that I got as an adult. But we saw them in a bookstore once, and we're like, oh, George and Martha, we gotta get them. I'm just kind of getting these as I go along. That seemed like the best way to do it. But I'm almost out of thread, so we'll just do the stabbing method till I run out of thread here. Yeah, maybe 3 more stitches. And we'll weave it in. But yeah, I think let's just do more of this blue. How did this blue? No. Oh, yeah, I am. This was a leftover blue from doing the moon. So yeah, I do have to cut more blue. We could theoretically, yeah, I don't know. Let's do the alien first. Because I'm like, we could keep going from left to right and do this star first, so this would be orange. We have these little flames are orange, and this little flame is orange. We actually have some cut already. Maybe we'll do that first. So maybe we will just keep going left to right and just kind of work through our floss like what we did tonight. Just like if I have more of that color on the needle, just keep going with that color. That's kind of fun. Usually I just kind of focus on a shape or a character or whatever. I don't usually like stitch all of one color or anything either, or just keep stitching whatever is on the needle. But that was kind of fun. It felt productive doing it that way. Use up the thread right away. I don't have any like spare weird threads over on this way too. Oh, me? Are my children grown? I don't have any kids. So, George and Martha is just for me. Oh, God. John likes George and Martha though too. Oh, Grace, you're sweet. Thanks so much. All right, 1, 2, 3. And there we are. And we're right at the 1 hour mark. Love when our timing's good on that. So here we are. I think we made a ton of freaking progress on this tonight. So yeah, we'll just kind of work our way around, and I think we'll maybe, since I have a little bit of that orange already cut here. Ooh, this is probably just enough too. It might be a little short, but we'll see. But yeah, so we'll get the star, these little flames. The inner flames are the orange and the outer flames are the red. So we'll get the star, which is orange, the inner flames here, and the inner flame there is it for the orange. And then we'll just continue. We got more blue to do here. We got the green. This guy's got blue and green and a little bit of red left too. We got the red for the outer bit there and the red for the outer flame there. And the 3 little dots are red as well. So awesome, everyone. So thank you guys again for joining me. I will be on location here again tomorrow and Friday. So I'll be only on YouTube and TikTok again. So not Facebook. So that's that. And then Monday I will be back on everything. So, all right, you guys, thank you again. I'll be here at 8:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. So have a lovely, lovely evening, and I'll see you then. Good night.